We've moved on now to Dartmoor in Devon to visit the fantastic Tumley Lofts, which race pigeons and has an excellent stud. Good afternoon, Derek.
Afternoon.
How long have you had the stud here?
Oh, quite. We've been here 9 years, coming up 9 years now, but the stud originated from Essex, and we've been having a small stud for, say, around about 10 to 12 years. But really took off when we moved down into Devon because we got the room to expand.
Yeah, how many families have you got here?
We've got 4 families here. They're the Liam Boars, and they're the original Liam Boars, the first to come into the country in '81. We've got the Jensens, and they run through the Hard Luck family, the Jensen Arendonk, and the Red Fox Jensens. We followed on then with the Jan Ardens, which took us through to the distance because we found we were flying distance down here, and just recently introduced the William Gerts, which have really took off this last season.
Yeah. How many pairs have you got here?
I think it's about 150 pairs.
Yeah. When do you pair all these up?
We always pair up on Boxing Day. But when we pair up on Boxing Day and there is no problem, we don't worry about the cold. What we do is we make sure that the lights are on at least 14 hours per day.
Yeah.
And we find that is the answer to early pairing.
You're the junior partner then, James?
Yes, that's right, yeah.
You race pigeons here?
Yes, we race widowed cocks
Yeah.
and young birds, and we hope to have naturals as well soon.
Yeah. What sort of distances do you like racing?
We race from short distance 50 miles through to 500 miles.
Yeah. What's one or two of your best performances?
We had the smash from 517 miles, where I was 7th open combine, and then we've got 3 first combine winners, 1 combine winner, 6 second fed winner, a Sarah first open winner, Sarah combine winners.
So you're breed champions and you're race champions?
Yes, hope so.
This is the partnership's main young bird and natural hens loft.
This is our combine winner, Checkered Cock. He's bred by us and raced by us, got both parents still here. He won the combine from Dover, 230 miles, on a gale force wind on his nose, and we didn't expect a pigeon on the day since we're the last drop in the fed, and he had a commendation from the fed for doing so well.
Yeah. What system was he raced on, James?
He's on wooded, in which we had when we first moved down here.
Yeah. What family is he?
He's a Jansen, pure Jansen from our Isign cock lines and the Cornish Queen.
Beautiful pigeon, eh? Wonderful eyed pigeon too.
Yes, he's one of our better stock cocks. Seems to be breeding them as well. He bred a 9th open combine winner for a chap in Bristol, who we know very well.
Right, James, you race mostly widowed then?
Yes, I usually race natural, keep a small team, about 6 or 7, but we have a widowed team of around about 8. We try to have more, but for some reason or other, they either get brought down to 8 by either hawks or losses, so we usually keep around 8.
You've got a bad hawk problem in it?
Yes, we lose somewhere around 4 or 5 to the hawk each year around the home without racing, so quite a few really.
Yeah. When do you pair your widowed cocks up?
We pair them fairly early, around January time, beginning of January, to go down on the eggs and to get them going.
Yeah. How about train them? Do you train them?
We train just to refresh the memory for a short while, just before racing starts, about a month before, and then we do a mock race a week before the first race. So we do everything as we would just before the race.
Did you show the hen on Friday night?
Yes, we show the hen on Friday night on the first few occasions. Then we swap around to perhaps just a bowl or nothing later on in the season, so they know they're right in the routine and they know that they're coming home for different things.
Did you show the hen on a Saturday?
We show it on the Saturday for the first cock that comes home. He has the hour, but other cocks that come home later, if they're out after an hour late, they don't get to see the hen.
Yeah. What sort of distances you like racing your pigeons?
We keep the 3 strains here, which go from 50 miles through to 500, so the 3 different strains do us the overall distances.
Yeah. How about feeding? What do you feed them?
We feed morning and night, usually a heaven ounce in the morning, ounce at night, apart from on Saturdays and Sundays when we're breaking them down with the barley.
You just break them down on weekends?
That's right, yeah.
What do you feed for the distance? Do you beef the corn up at all?
That's right, for the distance we tend to add a few more beans and slow the carbohydrate, take the carbohydrates out a bit so they're not so keen to fly so fast. They tend to weigh them up a bit to slow them down.
This is the scene inside the partner's widowhood section. Nice and secluded and quiet. This section houses only 12 widowhood cocks, and 2 of these are first federation winners, including this wonderful checker cock.
This is another of our race cocks, not bred by us this time, bred by the late Bill Bailey, who we swapped pigeons with. But he's had 6 second feds and second open combine and third open combine. Excellent racer, would never trap very well even as a widowhood cock.
Yeah, what family is he?
He's another Jansen from the Merck signs of ours, which we swapped with the late Bill Bailey.
Well, we're very pleased with it, Jane, ain't we? So, I mean, Christ, well, we know she's a grand dam of winners already in the bid, so we're
That's
all
right.
Yeah, that's great.
When selecting stock birds, James, what do you look for?
We have one fallacy. If the pigeons do not have strong vent bones, they do not make stock pigeons. They have to have the strong vent bones or else they don't come in here.
No. Do you go on pedigree or type?
No, we prefer to go on race performances, what either they've done or the parents, or what they breed.
Yeah, what's the best distance families you keep?
We keep the Liam boars, which are specifically for sprint, which is 50 through to 230. And then we keep the Jansens, which do the overlap, they're the middle distance. They go from around 150 to 500 miles. And then the Janardens, which go from 500 miles plus. But we can get the Janardens to do an all-round race programme of winning at 70 miles as well as 500.
Do you ever cross them?
No, we don't cross them because the people who like to buy don't want cross pigeons, so we don't have a chance to cross for ourselves.
No. Do you ever cross to breed for yourself, to race for yourself?
No, well, the only pigeons we get to race for ourselves are the ones that we don't think are good enough to sell. This is another one of our good racing cocks, 2 first feds and a second fed, beaten by the combine winner we shoe earlier. He's another Jansen from the Merck signs again. We call him Tumley Supercharge. He's also proven to be a top breeder. He's only 2nd year in stock, but he's flown the distance as well in the Nance National.
What system was he raced on, James?
He was raced on Woodhood as the other 2 and flew very well for us.
How long have you been in sporting, Derek?
Oh, many years. I first started pigeons when I was 11 and just had the break for the 2 years national service, but back into pigeons right away, so you're talking somewhere around about 50 years.
Yeah, what sort of distance do you like racing personally?
Well, personally I like the old distance, but as you know over the years it's changed to sprint and we've done so well in the sprint I begin to like it, but once again now we're turning back to the distance like I think you'll find many of them are.
Yeah. What sort of system do you like personally?
Well,
Love
I've
to race.
raced both we like the widowhood system for sprinting and perhaps a bit of the distance, have a bit of the natural. There's a place for them still.
Yeah. All right, lads. Thanks very much for showing me your pigeons today. They're a credit to you.
It's all right, Keith. Pleasure to